Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to round 4 of our F225 Leo Fornaroli career mode. Yes, we return once again here from one of our home Grand Prix out at Imola. Now, if you missed out on the video that went live yesterday, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. We had quite a crazy race from the sprint race, and for the first time this year, we were able to chalk up a victory, and in doing so, we are now 1 point ahead of Victor Martins as we head back for the feature race this afternoon. Rotoma Miata still in third, just ahead of Arvid Lindblad, but with the Campos driver starting from pole position today, he is going to be looking to try and take that World Championship lead. Of course, if you're new around here and you aren't already, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed. Of course, all of these videos are still going to be going live during the Grand Prix weekends. Of course, I know we've got a lot of races coming up over the next few weeks, but hopefully the Leo Fornaroli career mode will kind of fit in nicely as well for you all. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Hopefully we can try and carve our way through the field. I believe we're starting P9 today, but there is a risk of changeable conditions.
Welcome back to Imola as we get ready for another glorious day of Formula 2 action. Imola's unusual in that it runs anti-clockwise, taking in 19 turns along its 3.1 miles of tarmac. 9 of those are right-handers, with the remaining 10 as left-handers. Now, the F2 drivers here today need to keep in mind the elevation. Pay attention to turn 7. A slow exit from here will lose a driver a lot of time as they struggle to accelerate uphill. As we're now moments away from the off, let's take a look at the grid order in which they'll start today's race. Arvid Lindblad lines up on pole position, and it's Henri Cordeel in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Goethe, Crawford, Roman Stanek, Bennett, Dunn, Browning, Fornaroli, Rafael Villagomez, Martins, Mini, Joshua Dirksen, Richard Verschoor, Miata, Miney, Pepe Marti, Sebastian Montoya, Esterson, Megatuniv, Beganovic, and Kian Shields completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Well, at the moment then, it still looks like sunny skies here around the Imola track. But yeah, heavy rain predicted towards the end of the afternoon. Of course, we don't know for sure whether that will fall in this F2 feature race, but I guess everybody's going to be starting on the harder compounded tyres, which is called the soft tyres still, and we'll just all be trying to make it to that wet period if we possibly can. This could be a race where anything happens, so we've just got to stay alert, stay on our toes, and try to move our way through the order. 5 red lights, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go there, and we've had a very good start immediately, moving past Luke Browning, and hopefully we'll get past Alex Dunn as well, in towards turn 1. I can't normally start the F1 cars on this game, but the F2 machines, I seem to have a lot more fun with there as down the inside, still wheel to wheel, we're done through turn 1, and he knows he wants to try and fight this against your championship leader, but can't do anything about it. Immediately 2 spots gained then off the start, as I believe, yeah, that is already Lindblad, who has run away up at the front of the order there. Bennett getting a little bit caught up behind Crawford, and a little bit caught napping on the exit. Sorry, it's not Lindblad that's gone. That must have been, is that the ART of Victor Martins? Who on earth is bolted at the front of the field there? I've got no idea who that is at the moment, so of course I'm sure we'll get confirmation at the end of this opening lap there, but everybody needs to just take it fairly easy on this opening lap, just to make sure, of course, that we all stay out of too much trouble, and of course everybody knows, you know, no matter what happens early on, it is going to be that changeable conditions that really does affect everything today, is try and dance the car over the curbing through the top of the circuit there. I mean, I was hoping we could try and get past Bennett, but 2 places gained at the start is still not bad going inside this series, is plunging down in towards those final couple of turns. Really difficult to get the car slowed down through that first part. There is a little snap oversteer on the exit. It is Henri Cordeel. No wonder I couldn't work out it was him. He was actually the driver that spun in yesterday's sprint race, and it's not often that you'd say Henri Cordeel bolted away at the front, is it? Well, is everybody getting ready then for the DRS here come the end of lap 2? Jack Crawford seems to just be struggling to keep up with our teammate Roman Stanek.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions look good.
There we go then, so not guaranteed that we could get some rain in this race. Obviously these feature races normally last just under half an hour usually. So of course, yeah, unless you go to a really, really slow track like Monaco, which I believe, is Monaco next up or have we got one more before Monaco? I think Monaco is the next race, isn't it, this season? But yeah, has Crawford been able to stay inside the range of our teammate Stanek here? I'm not sure he has. I think, no, he just about did there. So there we go, John Bennett and I won't be able to get as much of a run as we would like to on him back in towards turn 1. Still up over 190 miles an hour. You kind of forget just how insanely quick these F2 cars still are. Here we go then, trying to get a run on John Bennett up towards the top of the hill. And even if we can't do it here, if we can do it in just such a way that he loses the range to Jack Crawford in front, that might leave him vulnerable there. He's going to actually get a really good run off of the chicane at the top of the hill, but still not quite be anywhere near Crawford's range, as I'm sure he would want to be. This is what you got to try and do early on. Pick and choose your battles. Try to be wise. So that's not very wise there, dipping a wheel through the gravel on the exit of the final corner, and that might mean Alex Dunn might be able to get an opportunity back on me in towards turn 1. To the inside, pulls that papaya orange McLaren car. But surely we can try and defend this on the brakes around the outside. Yes, we just about will. That's again Bennett. I mean, he's losing range to Crawford, but I just keep making little mistakes. Well, there we go then. That'll be about 6 to 10 laps from now that rain could start falling here. So it's going to be right towards the end. And of course, there's no guarantee. So for those of you that don't know, you do not have an inter-tyre in Formula 2. It is just either the 2 sets of dries or a full wet. So occasionally what you find is that even though the circuit's getting a little bit more slippery, the wet tyre cannot find the grip either and just overheats. So sometimes you actually have to go a lap or 2 longer than you might do in an F1 race. But yeah, so going to be really, really difficult. And you're going to have to make that choice at about lap 10 there, as almost straight over the back of John Bennett through that final corner. Huge snap of oversteer. But again, we just about hang on to her. Oh, we got a yellow. We got a yellow. Jack Crawford. He seems to have gone then in this sprint race. Oh, no. Sorry, the feature race even, I should say, is immediately there trying to move, obviously, off the racing line. But through all the smoke, we were kind of left a bit unsighted as Luke Browning is gone from the race as well. So is that 2 cars breaking down? Yes, it is. And normally you would expect this to be a safety car then, as Luke Browning and Jack Crawford appear to be mecha-chromed in this race. Looks like they've been able to get out of the way where they need to, so we should be alright for now. But John Bennett then will have lost the DRS to Roman Stanek just in front of him, as obviously we've all gained a freebie from that a little bit further behind. I mean, some drivers will have gained 2 freebies in all of this, and I think that means that one of the ARTs now up or inside your top 10 there, as that was a bit too much curve through the exit of the chicane. But hopefully now John Bennett is going to be vulnerable by the time we get back in towards turn 1. You really do have to set up the move about half a lap before it happens here, but try and make sure they get a nice tidy run, get some downforce over that front wing through the final corner, and surely now we are tucked right under the gearbox of the Van Amersfoort car. Activate the DRS, and surely we're going to have some big speed by the time we get in towards that first corner. Bennett will defend, but it might all be for naught there, as clean around the outside we will go, and your World Championship leader is up into 5th. Really beginning to struggle in that MP Motorsport car there, and hopefully now this will mean that we are inside the range of Roman Stanek just in front. Yes, we are. So it gives me a little bit of defence from John Bennett behind as we get towards 1/3 distance in this race. I'm just about to ask the team again for another weather update. I want quite a few if I can, as we get closer and closer towards it.
To see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
I mean, I really don't know what you do about that then at the moment. It's a new fastest lap of the day. That's quicker than we ran in the sprint race yesterday, despite the fact I'm on harder tyres and with more fuel in the car. So, goes to show just how much more confidence we've got come Sunday morning. But yeah, Amaury Cordial still leading the way, as Goethe and Lindblad have just been having a real battle as top #1 Red Bull driver this afternoon so far. But we are now right in pursuit. Oh, Stanek there, big snap of oversteer through the final corner. I wouldn't imagine this early on in the championship he will be told to let me by. Not sure I'm going to get a run on him anyway there, as Bennett now out of the DRS range. As Goethe trying to get a run around the outside of Lindblad once again. These two once more going wheel to wheel down into that first chicane. And you can really understand now how Amaury Cordeal has been able to build up the lead that he's got there as well, trying to put alongside our teammate. But he will have the slipstream up in towards the Gilles Villeneuve chicane there. And that just gives him that little bit of extra speed he needs. Can I have a look to the inside of Tosa? No. Definitely not got the confidence on the brakes there. And we know how good the AI's run is off of the corner. Getting closer and closer towards the pit window then. Let's have another weather report.
We might see some rain. ETA about 15 minutes.
15 minutes from now would be right at the end of this sprint, of this feature race, sorry. So I don't think that's going to happen as Goethe again losing the spot in exactly the way he gained it 1 lap ago there. As we tried to have a look around the outside of our teammate Stanek. I think that might be an illegal overtake because we did it off of the circuit. So I will give it back to him. As what is he doing? Roman Stanek, just get on with it, buddy. I mean, I've given the spot back, so I'm going to try and claim it now if I possibly can. But after we worked quite well together last time out, we're not quite doing the same here. A little bit of tension perhaps now between the two Invicta drivers. But yeah, we are definitely going to have to pit quite soon. I could honestly be tempted to pit this lap and try and get the undercut on Goethe and Lindblad in front if we possibly can. But often actually trying to get temperature heat into those colder, softer tyres can be quite difficult to achieve. So really got no idea what I'm going to do just yet. I think we've got to just stick with the crowd, haven't we? I think I've got to try and get a run on Stanek back in towards turn 1 here and make sure we are past him for good. But you can see here Goethe and Lindblad now pulling away just a little bit, so I need them to keep battling just up the road. But still, it is Amaury Cordeal. I remember when I went to Imola a few years ago for the Grand Prix, it was Roy Nissany leading this race. And I really was getting nervous that we were going to see a Roy Nissany victory. And then he stacked it by himself from the lead, which was quite funny, to be completely honest. I wouldn't complain if Amaury Cordeal did that today. Is Stanek trying to give me a big old squeeze in towards turn 1. We will get the car around the outside, though, very late on the brake. But we are finally through and up into 4th. Screaming at me, making sure that we dive into the pit lane at the end of this lap. As Arvid Lindblad there, huge snap of oversteer up over the top of the circuit. I'll make sure Stanek is still in our range, just so obviously he's got a little bit of defence back in towards turn 1. But again, I think we've looked after our tyres a lot better than maybe a lot of these other drivers there. As Cordeal in, Goethe in, but Lindblad opting to stay out then. Hey? I definitely sped into pit lane there. How have we got away with that? Sorry? I mean, I'm not going to complain about it, but that was rather peculiar then. As will we... No!
Okay, go, go, go. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one.
I've put full wets on. I set them up earlier on, just so I could make sure that I didn't forget about it when the time came to pit. But I have messed up this race so badly. I mean, surely Invicta should have looked at it and gone, yeah, he doesn't need full wets, we'll lob him back out on dries, but, I mean, we now need this rain to come, don't we? Because I'm on full wet tyres on a completely dry track, and suddenly an opportunity at a podium of maybe a victory this afternoon probably now is completely evaporated, unless that rain can start falling quite quickly. I mean, it'll save us having to make a second pit stop. And to be fair, the full wets on these F2 cars aren't too bad.
About 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, the rain is still like 15 minutes out. I can't afford to pit again. Surely we'll lose even more time. But this is so stupid as everybody else goes on to the softs. Leo Fornaroli, we have made a huge error. Well, to be fair, on this lap so far, we've only lost about another second and a half against Ollie Goethe just up in front. Oh, there goes John Bennett. And the outside, in towards the final couple of corners. I'm sorry, I've got no grip. They're trying to help you guys out here, but Kean Shields then diving into the pit lane, and we have definitely held up some of these guys. So Victor Martins, of course, will not be too happy about that. Will we even be still inside your top 10 in this race? It's going to be close on pit lane exit. We just dropped down to 11th. As there is Richard Verschaw there, back in towards turn 1 as we are getting jumped by absolutely everybody through that first corner. I mean, I could pit. We could have pit again, but we would have come out so far behind everybody. I'd rather just still be here and potentially in the fight. But I hate to think how badly these tyres are getting worn. As, I mean, yeah, we just need it to start raining I mean, these tyres genuinely might not even go to the checkered flag. We might completely burn them up. Come on, I need more weather updates. Please tell me something good.
Few lap outs yet, but it is coming, so be careful.
Okay, that normally means the rain is pretty much here, but I mean, look at the clouds above. There's nothing. How is it going to rain in the next couple of minutes if there's basically no clouds around this track? I mean, effectively now, if it does rain, if it does get heavy enough, that is not the line through there, then obviously, if everybody has to pit again, then we might not be in a bad spot.
Rainfall expected, 5 minutes until rain.
Oh, so it is going to rain before the end, but it's just a question of how much. As here we go. I think Sebi Montoya now is going to try and move up and into P11 spot in this race. Of course, still is yet to score a point this season, as I apologise there. That was definitely all on me. But yeah, we are going to cycle, I would have thought, to the rear of the field. But, I mean, it would be just great if it started bucketing it down now as well. There we go, Joshua Dirksen back into the pit lane. For some reason, he's on a 2-stop strategy. I don't really know why. So here goes Sammy Megatunif and Gabriele Mini. Home weekend, of course, for him as well. Has had a pretty quiet time. And Kushmini there down the inside. By the time we get back in towards turn 1, just Miata, Esterson, and a couple of others then still behind us here at this stage of the day, but the clouds are definitely coming in, but yeah, they're just not coming in quick enough. Well, there you go, Esterson now says thank you very much off the exit of that corner, and I'm sure that Ratoba, Miata, Dino Beganovic are all going to be looking for it as well there. I mean, it's weird, they don't actually feel that bad, these wet tyres, in all honesty. I guess obviously where they're designed to work in quite a few conditions, obviously for the IRL drivers, but obviously, you know, if they were as quick as the dries, there'd be a real concern in FIA Formula 2, but are we even going to stay inside the range of Esterson then? Not with lines like that, we won't. Sliding our way up through the top of the circuit. Here comes Miata as well then, as I'm really not trying to defend from these boys. Just got to let him get on with it. So Ratomo there, will he get down the inside? Yes, he will, as John Bennett new fastest lap of the day. Here comes Beganovic, as I believe, yeah, it is both of the AIX cars at the rear of the field. But not for much longer, as we got more yellows out. Down in towards 1. I believe that is a Campos. I believe that will be, yep, Jose Maria Marte, Pepe Marte, as he's more lovingly known. So there we go. We're going to be back into P19 then, as 3 cars have been Mechachromed this afternoon. And I've been Matt 212 bottle jobbed. Oh, there we go, finally. Lap 17. The rain is beginning to fall here, but I think unless everybody needs to dive it in right now, there is not a chance we are going to still gain in all of this there. I think even if the AI did pit, we probably still wouldn't come back out inside your top 10 in this race. But Amaury Cordial, one more lap to go then. I mean, are we even going to get a single lap where the wet tyre was worth it? At least get one lap for a little bit of solace towards the end of the afternoon, but as soon as we take the lead of the championship, of course, I've got to make a bit of a mistake, haven't I? And well, what a mistake it was, rather annoyingly here. So, I mean, the rear end gets really loose and lively. Of course, we did already have that wet race back out at Australia.
Okay, the forecast suggests this rain's going to keep getting stronger for at least the next 15 minutes.
I mean, we're not losing as much on this lap as you would hope so. But what I need is like an absolute monsoon around this track on the final lap, so everybody else is just left skating off of the racetrack. And I don't think that's going to happen. We did take a couple of tenths out of Miata through those final couple of corners, so maybe now, with 1 lap to go, the crossover is finally going to be here. But it is, well, it's completely irrelevant, isn't it? Because Amaury Cordial already halfway around this final lap. I would need the crossover to be about 8,000%. Oh, if I still wanted to beat him. Oh, I'm in the wall as well. Oh, man, what a terrible end to the weekend. I'm happy we got the win in the sprint. But for some reason, I seem to be cursed when it comes to home races inside the F2 career mode. I can't believe I'm saying this, though. Amaury Cordial, through the final corner, he will win the F2 feature race here from Imola after a dominant drive. I believe that means we've had 8 winners from our opening 8 races so far this season as well. I don't quite recall. Is it Richard Bashaw that's come through for P2? Or no, sorry, it's only Goethe, isn't it, I think, that has come through for P2 in the end. Arvid Lindblad, he should retake the lead of the Drivers' Championship as well. But the rain has finally started to fall, but ultimately it will make no difference come the checkered flag here. I mean, we might even lose out to Dirksen by the end of this as well, because he's been quietly closing back up to me in that AIX car. I refuse to finish last in this race. We were trying to hang on ahead of the Paraguayan here through the final couple of corners here at Imola. A brilliant sprint on Saturday, a terrible race on Sunday. Out of the final turn, will we even hang on ahead of Dirksen on the run to the line? Only just.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
The boy from Belgium, he's done it! Amaury Cordial takes the checkered flag.
When life feeds you lemons, drive like that. Awesome stuff to come back from what was a really difficult start to the race.
Here come our winning drivers then, onto the podium at the end of a brilliant race. The drama and excitement are over. Congratulations to our top three today.
Well, there we are then, the end of the feature race here from Imola. And Amaury Cordial, after a tough start to the weekend, he will claim victory there. Ollie Goethe less than 2 seconds away. Arvid Lindblad kind of fell off towards the end of that feature race here, but Rafael Villagomez, a brilliant drive to fourth when all is said and done. Alex Dunn just ahead of Stanek. Martins able to pick up some points as well ahead of John Bennett, Richard Verschoor there, and Sammy Megatunif. After I slagged off Trident yesterday, they were finally able to get their first point on the board this campaign as well. Pepe Marti, Jack Crawford and Luke Browning all failing to see the checkered flag. And 55 seconds back, we did beat out Joshua Dirksen by just 1/10 of a second. What does that do to our World Championship standings? Well, it means now Lindblad back at the top, 4 points clear of Martins. Ollie Goethe, though, fair play to him. He's been very consistent so far up in P3 there, just ahead of ourselves. Rotoma Miata still ahead of Cordial and Rafael Villagomez, as well as Gabriele Mini, are all still within a feature race wins points of each other. I think this championship is going to be wide open throughout a majority of the campaign. Megatunif with his first point on the board now jumps ahead of Montoya, Esterson, Shields and Beganovic. And constructors-wise then, ART now just 22 clear of Campos. We are still in third, just ahead of MP Motorsport and Van Amersfoort Racing. As there you go, every single team has scored a point now after the opening 4 weekends. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed. We will return next weekend for the duel in the Formula 2 crown. We'll be back at the Monaco Grand Prix. Hopefully, I won't put on the wrong tyres again.